set and ready to go for race number 2 of the weekend in the E4 Championship in 2025. Keen Roberta looks to try and set his way to a second win as well after taking the victory earlier on and giving Prema their first win of the season as well. But we saw some great performances, including second place runner Alex Powell. He'll be desperate to go for the win here today, and he'll start on the front row in P2. It is great to have your company, everybody, wherever you might be watching from in the world. My name is Omi, up here in the commentary box, and I'm delighted to say I'm not alone for this one. We're going to have Wes, who is celebrating his birthday tomorrow, having his birthday tomorrow. I'm unsure about the celebration bit, but he's having his birthday tomorrow. He won't be with us due to the race start time not being ideal, and that was the case this morning as well, Wes. Hello, welcome to you, E4 time around Mugello.
Yeah, that's right, unfortunately. So, Italian food agrees with me, but Italian time really doesn't, unfortunately. So, I'm very pleased to be here and able to call race 2 with you at least. And I got a quick look at race 1 this morning when I got up, and I thought it was absolutely spectacular. So, I'm hoping and praying for more of the same.
Absolutely. As we prepare for this race to get underway, just to give you all a bit of an idea of what we have going on. Basically, my birthday is in a few days as well, on the 17th. Wes finds his birthday tomorrow, but it is a commentary box that unfortunately doesn't get to really celebrate it on their actual birthday, funnily enough, as well. Because Wes is having to wait till the moment that he can celebrate, and I have school, and I also have parents evening dumped on that day. So we've got a commentary box that won't actually get to celebrate their birthday, but they have their birthday. So I guess we're all having to celebrate around it, and a good E4 race, Wes, would I think be exactly that for you.
Oh, absolutely. I couldn't ask for anything more than that. I'm hoping that we can get something other than a dominant victory. That although it was a close run thing, I have to be said. Keen Roberta won race 1 by less than a second, but he didn't really at any point look like he was going to be challenged for the victory. I'm hoping that we can get something along those lines for race 2. And with the amount of aggression we saw from several drivers in the field during race 1, we could very well get that, particularly down into turn 1, lap 1.
Absolutely. Looks like Wes's camera is having a few issues for the moment. We'll just quickly get that fixed. No worries at all. Good thing is we've got a bit of time until the 5 lights go out and E4 goes racing. If you weren't with us earlier on, as Wes was just telling you about, a bit of a dominant drive by Keen Roberta, but not one where he could pull away and be comfortable. It was more of a race where it was close. It was in the balance till the end, but it was absolutely judged perfectly by Keen Roberta, able to put the defense in where he needed to. We, of course, found ourselves with a race earlier on that had a little bit of contact. I think it is fair to say. You had Kaberanurag, who was involved in the final stages as well. He had contact as he was battling up against Francot, and there was contact early on at the race start, as we saw Peyton Westcott involved as well in an incident. So there was quite a lot that happened. Across this round, and I also think it's important to say in regards to this is the first time we are on air realistically. Of course we were in the morning, but we didn't mention it. This is like the first time we're on air since the incident for Italian F4 E4, whatever you want to call it, Imola. We of course had the crash during that Italian F4 race number 2. So it was a huge shunt, it was a huge accident, 15 cars involved. So just to give your thoughts on this specific broadcast, Wes, as you went with us for the race that we had the day later for race 3, quite a huge shunt, and it was great to see everyone walk away.
Yeah, it was. It was really unfortunate for everybody involved. One of the Yenza cars just spinning round in the middle of the track in front of everybody. Everyone having to take evasive action in order to avoid it. And one of those cars that had to take massive action was Matilda Pats, who went out onto the slippery grass. Couldn't control the slide, came back out herself into that pack, and unfortunately took out Emily Cotty, and I believe as well Peyton Westcott in the Van Amersfoort had to go out onto the gravel and unfortunately got stuck. So yeah, three of the five female drivers this weekend got taken out before their weekend had hardly begun.
Here's the grid then. Key Nakamura Berta on pole position once again. Alex Powell, 1/10 behind when it came to qualifying. He'll start in second. Rino Franco overtaking a lot. Can you do that from P3? And it's Salim Hanna with P4. A great start it will be for him. Sebastian Weldon trying to catch some momentum when it comes to E4 and Italian F4 combined. He's in 5th. And then it's Dante Vinci in 6th. Gabriel Gomez in 7th. He's your championship leader. Your tied championship leader with KNB at the moment. He's next to Kabir Anurag. And then we have Andrea Kostic involved in quite a bit of fighting. He's in 9th. Maximilian Popov, no fighting for him. Car 3 got himself to P3 earlier on, but he starts 10th for race number 2. Andrea Charles Dupe is in 11th. And then it's Zenuri Shi in 12th place. Ludovico Busso is in 13th. And then it's Alexander Bondarev in P14. He was fighting in the top 10. Thomas Doltramanis is in 15th. Alexander Ruta finished in the top 10. A good result, P7 for him earlier on this morning. In 17th, there was Theo Schropp. And he is next to Krawling, who's in 18th. And then we find ourselves with Ari Bansel in 19th position next to Guy Albach, who starts in P20 on the grid. And then, next 4 drivers are Badr Al-Salati, he's in 21st, next to Oscar Repetto, who's in 22nd. And then it's Elia Louis-Wez in 23rd. And Alexander Savinkov, who starts in 24th position as well. And they'll be trying to move forward from their grid spot. Same applies to Andy Kasani, who's in 25th. And then it's Evan Michelini in 26th. Peter Mesco, we mentioned she was involved in the incident. She's in 27th. And then it's Javier Herrera, who is in 28th on the grid. 29th sees Emily Cotti. She's next to Ginevra Panzeri. And then it's Aurelia Nobles in 31st. Those were the only 2 drivers to finish when it comes to the female drivers that we have in the field. And then it's Abdullah Kamil in 22nd. We have Andre Rodriguez in 33rd. And Matilda Pats hit with a penalty, Wes. And she'll go from 34th on the grid.
Yeah, a bit unfair that. I think that she was given that. She couldn't really control the slide, but we only really saw one camera shot of it, so clearly the steward saw something that we didn't, but still seemed a bit unfair, really.
Absolutely. Looks like Wes has got the camera all sorted as well as we prepare to get going, and it's going to be quite a fascinating and crazy race. Wes, well, any predictions before we get underway? Anything you may have to suggest of what we possibly could see?
Well, I'm expecting a bit more of the same from Keen Nakamura Berta. That being said, though, we were having a bit of a chat before the broadcast started about how much Alex Powell was really able to match the speed of Nakamura Berta, not only off that initial start, but also from the safety car restart as well. So yeah, all it'll take is one small mistake from Nakamura Berta to give Alex Powell a sniff of an opportunity, and he will be right there.
Absolutely, he will indeed. And we make our way off the line, and we find ourselves setting off onto the formation lap then. Gabriel Gomez with a bit of work to do. I think it is fair to say a lot of work to do for him. Tied coming into this battle, and we were also discussing before we went on air that last year, for example, Freddie Slater dominated Italian F4. E4 Championship, Akshay Bora took it. So it can be quite different, and you could get different contenders winning this, which is what we love about E4.
Yeah, E4 may, for all intents and purposes, look a lot like the main Italian F4 championship, but it is a separate championship. There's separate points going to all the drivers, and we can, more often than not, see different results and a different winner at the end of it. So, yeah, definitely not something to write off.
Absolutely. That is in conversation when it comes to Key Nakamura Berta and Gabriel Gomez. Both tied when it comes to our points battle coming into this E4 race. We're on the formation lap. It is race number 2 on Saturday afternoon then in the E4 Championship. In a week's time we will return for Italian F4. We won't be doing so in Italy though. We will be heading over to Barcelona, which should be a good and interesting round. Barcelona, the place where we crowned a champion in terms of Freddie Slater 1 year ago in the Italian F4 Championship, and on the same weekend, whereas Kamara was also crowned champion in Freca as well. So that happened 1 year ago. We're expecting the fights to maybe go down a little bit further, I think, this time around though.
Yeah, luckily for us viewers, the championship is much tighter here than this year than it was last year. So yeah, fingers crossed, both of these championships can go right down to the wire.
Cars getting themselves into position on the grid. It's going to be tasty. It's going to be feisty, this race. Of course it is, because it is the E4 Championship where anything is possible. We have had dramatic races. We have had some great races. France delivered us with some thrilling action from start to finish. And now we look to try see what E4 has for us. Powell is going to try and go for this at the start. If he can do so, he's going to give himself a huge opportunity. Nervy moments then. Nervy moments as they would get ready to line themselves up. What's going through the driver's head, Wes, as they form up in position?
How can I get to San Donato first? More often than not, but no, they're very much machines at this point. They're thinking about getting into the grid slot, not overshooting it. They're thinking about the right amount of revs to use as the lights are coming on. It's so important, so easy to lose these cars as well, and that's assuming that there isn't some kind of a technical fault, as we saw for Stolchmanis at the formation lap of race 1. So yeah, so many things that could go wrong, so many things that often do go wrong, but yeah. So a lot for the drivers to think about, but they're lining up now, and the red lights are about to come on.
They are indeed. It is time to go racing for the second time today. Green flag at the back means that 5 lights come on our screen now. We're underway in E4 and a poor reaction time there for Key Nakamura Berta. It should mean that there's going to be a chance as well for an overtake for Alex Powell. Meanwhile, Weldon having to defend from Gabriel Gomez, our championship leader, as we run side by side into the first turn. San Donato, Key Nakamura Berta with a lockup. Powell around the outside. Do the top 2 make their way through? It's going to be close, and it's going to be the Prema driver inching ahead as they go uphill, and it's going to be close to contact. But Key Nakamura Berta has got the position and he has maintained the lead. He came under major threat there as Powell in second place, Reno Francot still in third, and then we've got Salim Hanna looking to defend from Gabriel Gomez as well, who is trying to fly through. Good start from Gomez, exactly what he wanted.
Oh, absolutely, yeah. Powell got just about a better start than Key Nakamura Berta, and KMB had to lay it all out on the ragged edge through those sequence of corners in order to maintain that lead.
Dramatic stuff as they make their way through. What a crazy start to the race it has been. Key Nakamura Berta knew how important it was to get the good start to maintain the lead. It looked like it was a poor start, an even start really, but it just gave Powell the chance, and he was sending it around the outside. He inched ahead by the time they got down to San Donato, but the answer, the response was there, critically, as well for Key Nakamura Berta. Had a lockup, but critically maintained the place. We've got fighting further back as they try and rotate their way through on the first tour, 30 minutes plus 1 lap, of course, in Italian F4 and E4.
Yeah, that's right, and it was such a good try of Alex Powell in order to hang it around the outside, and Nakamura Berta had to go right out, almost onto the gravel, very close to that, in order to maintain that lead. But yeah, he's got a little bit of a gap to Powell now, so Powell won't, I don't think, be able to get alongside into San Donato here, but probably a couple of the other cars in the background will.
Absolutely, very nearly 3 wide into the first turn. Cabby ran around. Oh, that's going to be contact. Weldon's going to be forced out wide as Andrea Kostic came up the inside, all out of control, and Weldon gets forced out. That was a disappointing turn 1 surely for Weldon as he saw Kostic coming up the inside. Kostic had no control of his car and went slithering into the side. We're still lucky to have all the cars pointing in the right direction as Anurag tries to fight, and it's Vinci who's just got ahead.
Yeah, that's such a good image of the cruelty of motorsport there. Absolutely nothing that Weldon did wrong, but yeah, Kostic just wildly coming up the inside, and there was absolutely nothing Weldon can do, and he's lost several places.
Such a huge disappointment for him as they rotate their way through. Anurag was the other driver involved in the fighting. Luckily, he got away with it though critically, and he'll be delighted with that one. So it's Key Nakamura Berta leading, then Powell, then Francot, top 3 as they were, but Gomez has made some good progress, and now he's trying to attack P3 driver Francot.
Indeed, yeah, and oh, and big lock up there from one of the cars. Didn't quite catch who it was. I think it was Dante Vinci actually in the Van Amersfoort car. But yeah, so his tyres won't thank him for that, but he's able to continue.
We had a lock-up on the opening lap, of course, by Key Nakamura Berta in order to keep the lead. Now, will he pay the price? Will those tyres continue to give him the grip and the support around this Mugello circuit that he wants and that he needs? Because Powell will be closing in. Gravel kicked up a lot in the background as all of the cars run wide round the final corner. And now they stand on the power and make their way to the best overtaking opportunity, San Donato corner. I think Anurag's looking for a move up against Vinci. Does he go brave? Does he send it? No. Further back, Weldon defending from his Prema teammate. Might have different liveries, but that's going to be the Gainbridge driver just trying to stay ahead, and he will do so. So it will be position maintained for Weldon as he was fighting down through with his two Prema teammates in behind.
Yeah, he did well to defend that actually, because Andrea Dupé there in 12th place had such a good run on him, and he himself is under pressure from Bondarev. So yeah, how those cars managed to come out of San Donato all in the same order is very impressive.
Absolutely. Mega stuff then, as they run it close to the gravel. That's what you get around this Mugello circuit. Andrea Kostic involved in quite a lot of fighting across today's event, and a very close moment, which I'm sure he'll look back at and be like, oh, thank God that didn't go any worse than that, because that could have been a major penalty. We already, of course, had a big incident for Arvid Lindblad 1 week ago, who went straight into the side of Stanek. So we've had incidents like that where you get a driver going into turn 1 completely out of control, and it can lead to retirements in absolutely annoying fashion for that other driver who was going to be involved, which of course in that case was Weldon. And unfortunately for Weldon, it has affected him because, well, he's dropped down the order and he's now coming under threat. And for Weldon, that's not what he would have wanted, Wes. He needs to try regroup. He's a driver already who doesn't have good momentum. It's a momentum that's been broken after some good results early on, and now he finds himself just trying to get into a bit of a rhythm as we run side by side in the background. And I think Anurag this time is going to be inching ahead as they get on the brakes into the first turn. Only momentarily though, Vinci fights back. 2 Van Amersfoorts versus Anurag there. Vinci out wide. Anurag with a chance to try and get the cut back. They're fighting through this part of the circuit where Anurag's race came undone earlier on as well, where he was forced out wide. They're trying to continue, and this is some great fighting. Now Popov will try and attack.
Yeah, that's really, really good defending from Dante Vinci there, but yeah, he just doesn't seem to have the pace. He's more than 2 seconds behind Salim Hanna just up the road from him, and really seems to be becoming a bit of a cork in the bottle for Anurag and for Popov, his teammate, and for a few other cars behind.
Being told that Weldon had a huge lockup as well on that lap as well. So a huge lockup for Weldon won't help him at all. That is not what Sebastian Weldon would have wanted. Lots of Prema drivers in the field. One of them is, of course, your race leader coming under threat from RHGP's Alex Powell. We have had this season Gabriel Gomez take his team to the win. We've also, of course, seen PHM become a winner thanks to Rino Francott. And now Key Nakamura Berta has done it for Prema. A fourth team to win is what Alex Powell would want. We talked about off air, myself and Wes, about the fact how we had an Italian F4. They of course went to Mugello earlier on in the season. It was Key Nakamura Berta who won race 1. Race number 2 went to Alex Powell. Race number 3 went to Alex Powell. So a huge thing to suggest to us that Alex Powell knows how to win around this circuit. Those were our contenders in Italian F4. Right now, our contenders when it comes to battling into the first turn is going to be Anurag, still trying to go the long way round. Lock up for Vinci. Does Anurag get the grippier part of the circuit once again? It's another look. Every look he has will leave him vulnerable to Popov, who's trying to set up the car. Brilliant stuff from Van Amersfoort, all going in right now to try get one car to stay ahead and one car through as well.
Yeah, a lot of fair squeezing there from Dante Vinci, but Anurag certainly won't thank him for that. And as you said, Anurag needs to keep one eye on his mirrors there, because Popov and the cars behind him are all looking for a way past. He's got Newman Chi in 9th place in the Prema, and Kostic as well in the US racing car. So yeah, real cork in the bottle stuff from Dante Vinci. But so far his defense is, I would say, pretty fair. Popov, they're now getting very close to the back of Anurag. And Vinci goes wide. Vinci goes very wide, but he had that small gap there, and I think he will just about manage to get away with that. Anurag a bit too focused on Popov behind, and yeah, he will just about get away with that. But he really needs to keep an eye on those tyres, which seem to be failing him already, and we still have over 20 minutes of this race still to go.
Absolutely, my word. A dramatic moment round the final corner there. But he had the gap, as you mentioned, Wes, and that was so critical as this battle goes on. Meanwhile, very close in the battle for the lead, Key Nakamura Berta weaving left, weaving right, with Alex Powell getting closer to the lead into the first turn. Nothing doing there, but he has got the fastest lap, and that was very quick that time by. He is absolutely pushed on, and now Key Nakamura Berta under pressure to a point where we haven't seen all day long. I want to go back to that battle though, because I believe they were about to go wheel to wheel, and there is some side by side in the lower ends of the top 10 as well. Kostic is battling with Zenui Shi. Some great fighting going on across this field, but also one in the battle for the lead.
Yeah, this is what we were hoping to see from race 1, and were sadly denied it. But yeah, Alex Powell there, fastest lap of the race currently. He really stating his intent better up front, and yeah, he's really going to have to keep an eye on his mirrors from now on.
Absolutely. It's going to be full out push, full out attack between these two drivers. Key Nakamura Berta chasing what would be his second win of the season in E4. Alex Powell, of course, racing in Freca, along with Rino Francott. 1 week ago as a wildcard appearance. Francott doing very well. Powell still trying to find his craft when it came to that category, but some good, valuable experience anyway, Wes, for those drivers to go over to that level before they progress full-time next year. I think we could see a change, though, down the start-finish straight in a few moments' time. So let's watch this battle. Let's keep an eye on this battle. And Rino Francott is going to be like, yes, you guys go battling anything that happens, I'll be there to pick up the pieces. We're about to do battle for the lead. Key Nakamura Berta once again having to weave left and right down the straight towards San Donato, who is going to have this position. Powell closing in. Is it going to be a lunge? It's every time we go down into that part of the circuit, we're waiting to see whether it's late, whether it's great, but Nakamura Berta has the advantage for the moment.
And Nakamura Berta seems to have the measure of him down that main start finish straight. I think if Powell can get past somewhere in the infield here, he's going to have to take advantage of Nakamura Berta making a mistake somewhere. This is going to take extreme concentration from the Japanese driver, something which he is very good at, but of course no one's perfect, and mistakes can creep in at any point. So it's going to be a real test of who can hold their nerve the most.
Absolutely, that'll be exactly the question that will be put to these two talented drivers. And it's great to see that this championship not being dominated in the same way that we've seen Italian F4. Every round has had some form of battling. And right now Alex Powell is giving it his all. He is inching himself closer and closer. But what can you do to the final sector? Because it always looks like down the straight, Key Nakamura Berta just has enough of a margin to not have a dive bomb by Alex Powell. But this time around, if you can keep it close, if you can keep it within range, you are going to give yourself a huge opportunity in a few moments' time. You'll be gaining all the way round the final corner, and then foot to the floor, and Key Nakamura Berta once again will get the Weaving Express going down the straight, because he knows if he doesn't, that Powell will be closing in at a rapid rate, which is happening anyway. Here we go, towards San Donato, one of the closest he's been, but it's exactly the same as what we saw last time. This time he tries to be just that bit later. He tries to experiment. Nothing he can do. Great fighting. Great tactical games in the battle for the win.
Yeah, that's right. Pretty much a carbon copy of the lap before. So, yeah, Key Nakamura Berta, so far at least, seems to know everything that Alex Powell can throw at him. So, we have time. We're only just coming up to half distance now, but yeah, as this race goes on, Powell might need to start thinking about doing something a little bit more aggressive in order to, at the very least, get alongside Nakamura Berta.
So yeah, going to you, what I was going to ask before we had that battle. Great experience for Powell and Franco and all of those other drivers that were a part of Freca last week. It was really nice to see them having their appearance.
Yeah, absolutely, it certainly was, and that'll be a learning experience for them. As Powell has another quick look around Nakamura Berta again. This is a nerve game. Seeing if he can force Nakamura Berta into a mistake. But just going back to what I was saying, they're really having to pull double duty in a way, because they want to learn all they can about the next step up on the ladder towards Formula One, but they also have a championship to think about at this level. So yeah, a driver's psyche is really going to be tested around this time of the season, so because they're having to take in all this new extra information.
Indeed. Nothing doing that once again. It's just a story. It's just a story of every time we go by there, and not ideal for Kamil Abdullah as well, who was the driver who was scrapping all over the road. But Powell now needs to try. Mugello, we learnt in Italian F4 Wes that overtaking was possible. You can have great battles, but it's hard. It's tricky. And I remember race 3 as well of Italian F4 at Imola was very good as well in the battle for the win. It was following closely for so long and having good opportunities, but just never being able to make the move. So it is some great fighting, and it has to be perfect, because if Key Nakamura Berta has errors, there's going to be chances for Powell to close in. If Powell has errors, then guess who's there? Rino Franco. And as we've learned so far, with every time we've seen Rino Franco drive, Wes, he is absolutely prepared to get some elbows out and then some.
Oh, he certainly is, yeah, and he's not afraid of those dive bomb maneuvers either. It's absolutely fantastic to watch as viewers. He hasn't really had an opportunity to do that so far in this race. Nakamura, Berta, and Powell have managed to maintain that 1 second gap for most of the race. But yeah, if they start to slow each other down, then certainly Francot will be there, and he'll have no qualms whatsoever about sticking it down the inside. But yeah, going back to what you were saying earlier, the nature of this track, especially the first sector with its real left-right nature, really makes it difficult for a car behind. Because as soon as they get alongside and get on the inside into one corner, they're immediately on the outside for the next corner, and it's very, very difficult. It very much favors the defender more than it does the attacker, this circuit. So yeah, not easy, but yeah, it's a real test of a driver, and especially at this level, this F4 level, that's really what these young drivers need.
Absolutely, it's exactly what you want as they try to navigate their way through. For the first time, I think, in a long while, Key Nakamura Berta went into turn 1, absolutely certain there wasn't going to be a dive bomb by Powell. He's been able to extend the gap, and just have a few more tenths in it, and well, it's getting very close though, I have to say, in the battle for 4th and 5th. Salim Hanna trying to put some pressure on Gabriel Gomez. Gomez will need to fight back at Monza. It doesn't appear to be his circuit from what we're seeing as well this weekend. He'll need to fight back. He'll need to strike back 100% in the next round of E4, which is our season final at Monza. If not, then he's going to really cost himself. Looking at Gabriel Gomez's results, he did manage a 2nd place and a 5th and a 4th. So it was once again those consistent results, but just not the outright pace. And Salim Hanna is going to try and punish his championship hopes just a little bit more. As he comes around the final corner, he's going to get a huge opportunity. It will definitely be some side-by-side action into San Donato corner. Wheel to wheel are about to go in this battle. Who is going to come out in front? As we see the driver of Salim Hanna tuck into the slipstream, go down the outside. Is he feeling braver? Is he feeling later on the brakes? Gomez defends that position, and around the outside goes Salim Hanna, who throws the defense to the wind and takes the place. And I think we had some side-by-side further back with Winchi and Anurag as well.
Yeah, right on the ragged edge there, but he just had so much more speed than Gomez there. He almost made that look easy. I noticed before on the previous lap he was really pulling out and just really trying to play mind games, it looked like, with Gabriel Gomez in order to try to make him make a mistake. And I wondered for a second where he got that from, and then you remember who his mentor is, of course, the great Juan Pablo Montoya, who favoured that method of attack as well. So yeah, it all comes full circle.
Really does indeed. Over 10 minutes to go, plus 1 lap in E4 race number 5 of the season. This is. It is round number 2. 9 races in total as well across our 3 rounds. We've got a gap, a decent gap between our top 4, in between them all. So they've got a bit of a buffer range at the moment. They are all in striking range. They are all in close proximity. I can definitely assure you that. But it's going to be close now to see how it is all going to play out over the next few stages. Do people still have their tyres intact? Are they still able to utilize it to perfection? Remember, we've been mentioning there's been a few lockups that have come in play as well. That happened to Key Nakamura Berta on the opening lap. Weldon's had a lockup as well. He's all the way down in 11th, not having the race that he would have wanted. I think the battle that we'll be looking for now will be further back, and that'll be to Winchi, to Anurag, and there's a lockup actually now. There's a lockup for Winchi, and Anurag will be rubbing his fingers, hoping that the road opens up. To the outside he looks, won't be able to find a way through. Offline will be Winchi. Anurag trying left, trying right, trying to see whether there's a chance to displace the Van Amersfoort car that currently lies ahead of him, and also directly in behind, waiting, and has been waiting all race long, Wes, Maximilian Popov, hoping that an opportunity arises, that a chance arises to finally get rid of that BWT Alpine Junior car that he can see in front of him at the moment and get up another place.
Yeah, I know. Both Anurag and Popov are going to be sick of the sight of the front wing or the rear wings in front of them. They're so close, and it really goes back to what I was saying earlier about the nature of this track and how it really favors the defending driver. They're all so close, and particularly Vinci, he's locked up now a number of different times in this track, so his tires must look absolutely awful. But yeah, just the cars behind just not able to do anything about it. So yeah, I suppose that's a good mark for Vinci in the even in difficult to handle conditions such as this, that he's able to maintain the position he's in right now.
Okay, P3 looks interesting now. Not if your name is Reno Franco. If your name is Salim Hanna, absolutely. How is this battle going to go? Salim Hanna's got on the attack. We mentioned that he'd been struggling across the season. He's trying to get some momentum going. He's trying to take P3 on the road. Franco will go deep into the corner. He just about keeps it. It looked like it was going to be under control, out of control rather. It was under control for him. But I don't think it's under control for too long, this position, because Salim Hanna just has so much pace. He'll be pushing his rival through. Great fighting for P3.
Yeah, he's done really well, hasn't he, to maintain his tires in this race. He's got so much speed, and we're not used to seeing Reno Francot having to play defense like this, but at the moment he's having to. And Salim Hanna, after taking a great rookie win in race 1 earlier today, is going to be looking for an actual podium on the overall standings at this rate. And yeah, we've still got 6.5 minutes plus 1 lap to go, so he has time.
He has time indeed. Franco out wide slightly, and it will be opening the door. Salim Hanna is a driver who does not need any invitations, but if you invite him, then it just makes his job a lot more easier as well. Salim Hanna showed his class, showed his talent. I remember the British F4 opening lap at Silverstone. I know there was issues for Campbell Pilling, who had a spin, but the way he sent it up the inside to take the lead, originally battling for that lead, Salim Hanna, it was great fighting, and he absolutely knows how to send it. He absolutely knows how to make a move. And now we tuck in the slipstream. We weave left and right and left again. And we see the Prema driver getting closer. Salim Hanna, second chance he's had. Let's see whether he can take the place. To the outside line he goes. Franco defends once more. Are they going to be able to make it work? Is it going to be a drive around the outside for Salim Hanna? Contact! They will keep it on the road together, but a bit of contact as they went down into San Donato, and Reno Francot stays ahead.
Oh, that was very, very much on the line as far as aggressive defending goes, but you would expect absolutely nothing less from the Dutchman there, and Salim Hanna will now think twice before making that maneuver in the future. He may have to try somewhere else, or make more of an effort to try and get the inside line. Who knows, we could be seeing a little bit of revenge later on.
So, I'm just being told in my ear, and I think it is correct, Anurag has got past Vinci and has got a 2.4 second gap now. And Vinci's under pressure from Popov. So Vinci, I think, has had some form of problems or some sort of drop-off, or Anurag's just got into another level and just absolutely pushed on.
Yeah, such a shame we didn't get to see that on screen. It's been brewing for quite some time there, but yeah, as I said earlier, Vinci's tyres have not looked the best for probably the last 10 minutes or so, and yeah, it seems like it's now coming to a head. Just a little bit of this race still left to go. Vinci still in 7th place and in the points, but now he's got his teammate breathing right down his neck. And look how much Anurag has pulled away as well. Goodness me. It's a real, as I said, a real cork in the bottle stuff. And now Popov, looking up the inside. Vinci still on the defensive there. He's very, very close. Can he get in the slipstream?
Let's find out. Here we go. Van Amersfoort versus Van Amersfoort. This will be interesting. This is Popov, who's been on the podium earlier on in race number 1. Wants this position up against a driver who's had quite a few lockups. Bit of grass was kicked up there as they were squeezing each other. They both lock up into the first turn. Do they open the door as well? This is so tight. This is so crazy. Kostic trying to go through on the pair of them. He'll get past one, I think, and that'll be Popov who drops down, and Maximilian Popov still can't fight a way by.
Yeah, and Kostic there, unseen by us, got past the Premier of Newman Chi earlier in the race, and yeah, he's really, really benefiting now from everyone else's mistakes. So he's going to be in the prime position now to try and get past Dante Vinci.
6/10, by the way, out in front. This race is coming alive. You've got so many things going on. I'm also being reminded as well that we've just had a warning flag that's come out for Reno Francot. Must be for the crazy defensive driving that we saw at the first turn. It's all going on. You have the Van Amersfoort battling. You have Anurag. Keep an eye on Anurag, by the way, before we get to the flag. He might try go for 5th as well.
Oh yeah, absolutely. He's got all that speed and is probably seeing a little bit of red mist by being stuck behind Vinci for so long. But yeah, I think you're right. I think that warning flag probably was for, because he really did force Hannah off the track. Hannah had all 4 wheels off, and luckily the grass and gravel doesn't come that close to the edge of the track, so Hannah was able to live to fight another day. And is this? Who is this? This is car 12. That's Ginevra Panzeri going off onto the gravel. And yeah, she's out in no man's land right now. Very, very easy to do that. I'm surprised more drivers don't do that. But yeah, from being able to win the women's trophy on her debut, thanks to the demise of the leading 3 female drivers, she's not having such a good race too.
Absolutely not the sights that she would have wanted in race number 2, though. Back to live pictures. Back to Salim Hanna trying to get past Reno Francot. Back to Kabir Anurag now putting the pressure on Gabriel Gomez. And I just want to see the gap as well between our top 2 as they make their way through. Also, we've had Popov, who's now repassed Kostic. That's gone on, I'm just being told as well. So yeah, there's a lot going on in this circuit. There's a lot going on, I think is the only way to describe it. We're heading into the final stages. Look at this battle between Powell and Key Nakamura Berta. What a deserved win this would be for KNB, and Alex Powell just doing absolutely everything he can as he tries to go on the charge, as he tries to go on the attack. And I think they should just be able to get across the line, and they'll head on to the penultimate lap of the race. So perfect stuff. They should get over the line. And we'll have 2 more laps of racing, including the one we're starting now.
The 2 of them are really pushing the track limits as far as they can go through turn 15 there. Yeah, it's Powell's really running out of time in order to do anything. He's got that infuriatingly large gap of 0.6 of a second there, to where he can see. You can see Nakamura Berta and just how close he is, but he just cannot do anything about it. So Nakamura Berta, he has been put under some pressure during this race, but he's just been able to get around it and just not have it affect him. So yeah, it very much will be a deserved win if indeed that is what happens.
Absolutely wild stuff then. In this battle, Powell has to get the best corners of his life to close in. Sector 1, he finds himself down. Sector 2 up by 0.04 of a second. And he is getting himself closer in range. But can he get close enough? He's been closer before, but I don't think. Remember, turn 1's your best chance. He needs to He needs to go for this. Let's see. Can he get some good exits? Can he try and absolutely send it around these final few corners and then set himself up? We'll have one more lap after this and then we'll head on to... So this is the penultimate lap. We'll head on to the final lap in a few moments. Is Powell able to do this? Is he able to just go full attack? Chance of rain tomorrow as well. So who knows what could happen when it comes to this race. Race number 3 tomorrow on the Sunday. Right now, though, all I can tell you, it's a great fight, but I think it might just be a fight that KNB wins, because the gap across the line is good. We've seen Alex Powell closer, and he is going to need something mighty now. He'll need an error, surely. He'll need to be an error. But look in the background for third. Look in the background for third. Look in the background for fifth. 2 battles going on. Here we go. Frankot trying to defend for the final spot on the podium. And also behind, we're seeing a battle as Kostic is trying to make a move around the outside. Trying to go Salim Hanna. Can he take the place? Frankot will take him right over to the grass. Right over to the curb. And Frankot will stay ahead. Now to the middle sector. To this challenging and tight middle sector. Gomez stayed ahead of Anurag as well, by the way. But that is your traditional overtaking opportunities done. Can any of these drivers go all in to try and get themselves a higher position?
Yeah, really, really aggressive defending once again from Frankot, but that was fair. And I think Salim Hanna maybe has not made his final opportunity to take that last step on the podium. Such a shame from him. He's shown a real turn of speed in the final parts of this race.
Absolutely. We're attacking our way to the ending of this one then. And it will be Kei Nakamura Berta on his way to the win and Alex Powell on his way to second. Battle for third will confirm who they are across the line, Wes. But here we go into the final stages for KNB.
Yep, KNB there, as I said earlier, has had a bit of pressure during this race, but he has been more than a match for anything Alex Powell could throw at him. He's had a real turn of speed, and he's going to take a deserved win in this second race of the weekend. Turn 15 is they are coming out of it now. They are heading for the line, and as they come across the line now, it is a WIN for KNB here at race 2 in Mugello. Alex Powell finishes second, and just about taking the final step on the podium is Reno Frankot from Salim Hanna, and very, very close for 5th place. Gomez is going to take that from Kabir Anurag, and even closer than that across the line now. A bit of a photo finish. Coming across the line, Vinci ahead of Kostic, and then it's Popov in 9th, and Sebastian Weldon got ahead of Newman Chi on that final lap to take the final point in 10th place.
Oh, absolutely fantastic. What a brilliant race that was. And yes, Wes, you wanted a photo finish for your first ever call as well. You got a photo finish. It wasn't for the win, but at least it was between the Van Amersfoort who entertained us all the way through. But yeah, deserving victory for Kei Nakamura Berta.
Absolutely, yeah. And yeah, you can't say he didn't deserve it. He put up with anything Alex Powell could throw at him. And Alex Powell probably had more chances in this race than he did in race 1, but yeah, just couldn't make anything of it. And Reno Frankot as well. He's just as aggressive in defense as he is in attack, and yeah, definitely deserves that 3rd spot on the podium. So
for Keen now, that will be championship lead as well for him. No safety cars across this race, so well done to the field. And a huge shame you won't be with us as well tomorrow. We've had such good racing, and it's always a shame when we get to do, well, when there's one more race of the weekend left and we don't get together, because it's like, well, I guess if you have to miss like a race 2 or something, that's usually fine, because it's like, oh, at least we're going to be together for the final race of the weekend. But no, unfortunately it's quite early on. And yeah, unfortunately, you won't be able to join us for that as well. And what will be your birthday? Any plans of any extra plans? Anything have come? I know you're doing your main celebrations later on, but anything else that has come in for tomorrow at least?
No, not really. I think a couple of my mates might be coming over
Perfect.
with presents, but yeah, we're not celebrating anything until Tuesday, unfortunately. Just mostly due to financial reasons, but you know, such is life in this day and age.
Absolutely. And well, I guess some great. I guess you get entertained by some great motor racing at least during your quiet periods on your birthday tomorrow as well. So that will be quite entertaining as
Oh,
we
yeah.
make our way
Yeah,
through.
we're definitely not short of good motorsport this weekend, including E4 of course. But yeah, we've got Goodwood. There's stuff going on at Silverstone. Max Verstappen taking part in the Nordschleife endurance race this weekend as well. Plenty to see.
Absolutely, plenty to see indeed. We've got Goodwood, of course, on JB Motorsports. We've got MotoGP on JB Motorsports. We've got NASCAR on JB Motorsport, and then of course we've got the E4 race as well. So quite a lot going on. Quite, quite a lot going on as they make their way to Park Ferme and to the celebrations as well. A good performance, we have to say, and a shout out to Salim Hanna, because we were discussing earlier on that he was contending earlier on in the season, and then and then he did a few British F4 rounds, went over to other places and could call himself a winner, but then when he came back, he wasn't a contender for a while. So great to see him back fighting, but they're all still behind. Key Nakamura Berta, let's go down and listen right now.
Maybe close, but not so dangerous.
I think it was. I think he was definitely threatening us. I think he went on all 4 fresh tyres, from what we know. I was on half old, half fresh, so I was at a disadvantage. Felt it immediately on the formation lap. I could feel I had no grip. I knew it was going to be tough, but I knew as long as I stayed in front, we could manage something. So I had to stay in front. My start was disastrous, but then I sent it back and did a hard move to get back into the lead. Hats off to him for veering out of the way when I hit T1. But yeah, he put me under pressure all the way through. There was a point where he went backwards, but I think just for him to get a nice run back on us. So I just stayed cool, tried to look forward as much as possible, make sure last corner was perfect, and yeah, I think that was definitely the toughest race of the weekend, if not the year so far. So I'm really happy with that one. I think tomorrow is dry, now we have a good advantage. So yeah, it's been a perfect week so far. Yeah, we get a good rest and full send for tomorrow, really. Big thanks to the team so far. They've done a mega job. So yeah, keep working, keep pushing, and we see what tomorrow brings.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Nice to go down and hear from our race winner. Here's the race highlights, Wes, if you want to talk us through what took place across that contest.
Yeah, really interesting to hear from Nakamura Berta that Alex Powell had a tire advantage on him there. That explains his extra turn of speed, and he so nearly was able to do it. He got a nose in front, more than half a car in front, actually, going down the main straight into turn 1. And as I said earlier, just due to the nature of this track and its left-right configurations, it was all he had to do was hold on until he could get on the inside there. But yeah, up and down the track there was lockups galore. There was cars not being able to get by. Dante Vinci particularly was pulled off a real great performance in terms of defense. Had cars going off into the gravel there. That's Genera going off gravel. But yeah, it never really looked like anything other than a second KNB victory this weekend, and yeah, great to see it.
Absolutely. Okay, we make our way to the podium. Celebrations now, and we will prepare ourselves for the national anthem as well in a few moments' time. That'll be coming our way, but for now, it's just the trophies that are given to the drivers, to the teams. 3 different teams on the podium as well. You've got Prema, RSGP, and PHO. Frankot continuing to deliver some fantastic performances.
Again, the
And now it's time for the official
photo time as well for those drivers. Yeah, I guess is that moment. I guess is that moment, Wes, where just a final bit of stuff and then go down, have a bit of a interview, media stuff, and well, then we find ourselves preparing for race number 3. They'll look through the data with all of the drivers and teams.
Yeah, they certainly will, and it was definitely a lot harder for all of the drivers to get round each other in this race. I thought they were a lot more willing to try off more dangerous moves, if you like, in race 1, but that's due in no small part, I think, to the fact that they have so few tires that they're allocated for that they have to make last over the course of a weekend. So it's very much a call of strategy about where and when they use that. We heard that Alex Powell decided to have a completely new set for this race, but just wasn't able to make it work. So he's probably, I would say, going to be on the back foot for the rest of this weekend.
Absolutely. So that is it. My thanks to Wes and to everyone on site as well who has brought us these pictures. That is it for E4. We'll be back to do it all over again tomorrow for race number 3. But before we head off, have a good birthday tomorrow, Wes, as well. We'll see you later. Goodbye.